So should I start over? Alright, okay, anyway, blah blah blah. Today I need to do this and that and a lot of stuff to do, very stressful. Yeah, I'm not, what am I doing? This is just to work. Why am I talking to any okay. Yes. How do they do the blurring? Do I really want to do the blurring? I don't. Don't really want to blur. It's 0.8, so blur is 0.8 to 1.2 epsilon. Do I want to blur? Nah. Okay, yeah, I don't want to blur. Screw it. Okay, let's go. So, okay. Whoa, what is happening? Wait, where is this? MCMC functions. Okay, so let's try to set them all up. Okay, so this is the grid experiments. My Rosen example is a bit shit, so maybe I should try something like, also the Rosen I can do in different dimensions. Maybe let's do 2 of them. Let's do 3 Gaussians and 2 Rosens maybe. Not very pleased. Well, whatever. What is targets? The hell is targets? Did I actually help myself? Oh yeah. Oh right. I remember all the code I wrote. Oh, this is nice. Thank you, me. I appreciate me for writing this. Would have been a bit of a pain if I had to write this all over. Cool. Alright. Wait, so what is wrong? I just need to wait. I have my code right here. It's done written. What am I doing? Hold on. Metric HMC. What? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna duplicate this. I'm gonna call it new underscore 8 schools. Close this, why not? Actually, all my code is here. Wait, what do I need to do exactly? My code is all, I wrote the work. I just need to organize them. Yes. Okay, but that's actually far from trivial. Let me think. How do I programmatically do this? So the first thing I need to do is okay, let's write it out. Let's write it out here. So the first thing I need to do, I don't know. Let's just say, I don't know, Notepad. Notepad, just a notepad. So much nonsense. Can we make it big? Edit, view, preference, I don't know. Something, font size 30, 60, 100, okay. Let's do Korea. Yeah, let's do fantasy, what the hell, no. Monospace. What am I doing? What am I doing? Choosing fonts? Am I stupid? Okay, Arial. Okay, dark mode, sure. Yeah, text lines. Nope. Okay. Okay. So the first thing I need to do is to, so for each problem, define target, gradient, define target and gradient, and map. Do I use a map? Yeah, they use a map or prior or ground. The hell is this? I don't like this app. KKK. Yeah, make it quick, come on. I don't have patience for this. Why do they all have lines? Why can't I just make it just a big stupid pad? Oh my god. With nothing. How do I not have a solution for this? Screw it, I'm just gonna write it on my HackMD. Screw it, it's gonna work. Of course it's gonna work. Maybe I should write everything down here. That would be good actually. Okay, so RSMG paper experiments. For each experiment, well, okay, let's just say that the first thing I do is to define target and gradients, define initial position, map yeah, let's use a map. Define estimate or prior. I mean, it's not so so once I have that, then define mass matrix. So let's just talk about this is these are new experiments. Define mass matrix via, how do I find a mass matrix? I don't need it to be perfect, that's the thing. I don't need it to be perfect. Let's just say how do I want to define it? I mean, I have a choice here. So one of the stories I'm trying to tell with my paper is also that because my old experiments, not say old, but the previous set of experiments on the Bayesian neural networks, they are tuned individually using the variance estimates, but now how do they tune mass matrix here? What's a reasonable, like what, because if I do this, how do I say, this is gonna change everything. So if I want to do it, I want to do it one time, right? And I just want to be done with it, really. So use a tuning run. Okay. So ensure various toy targets codes all use identity mass matrix. I guess it's not so bad. Okay, so let's say 8 school. The 8 school experiments. Oh, we have 2 viewers. That's interesting. So the 8 school experiment. How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? How do I want to do this? So I can either use a mass matrix or not. So for these two, let's use a mass matrix. So I mean, okay, this is definitely can't spell. Rosenbrock, I think identity is fine. Yeah. 8 school. So for the 8 school problem, if I look at my targets here, what are my? Yeah, it's all Gaussian, so I don't think. Did they have 8 school here? They don't have 8 school. Let's go for adaptive MCMC trajectory, and then for this one, let's look at the mass matrix. So here they have item. Okay, let's see here. Hold on. We studied on 7 targets in the 12th century, blah blah blah. In this section we generate condition number, blah blah blah. Yes. How do they define mass matrix here? Do they use the identity? So what I'm concerned is with, how do I say, okay, there's 2 concerns here, and I guess I keep on bounce back and forth between these two, and I should really pick one and stick with it, or maybe I can do both. I don't know. So many options. Okay, but the idea is that I can either run my experiments realistically, meaning to say that I want the final result to give some semblance of what an actual real life application would look like. This means that I will need to try to do a lot of things to make the methods efficient as they practically can be. On the other hand, if my goal is just to compare methods, just to, I have 5 or 6 methods, if I just want to compare them, then it doesn't really matter how good they perform as long as they are given the same kind of baseline, right? So you can think about, I don't know, maybe athletes. If you want to see how well the athletes perform, you need to give them good gear, good shoes, and this and that, and then they can really see how well they perform. But if I want to compare the skills between 2 athletes, doesn't really matter that much. Maybe I just give them whatever shoe, but as long as they have the same shoes to start with, then that's okay, because they are both advantage and or disadvantage in the same way. Here I need some help solving a question. Can you help? Hi, sure. I mean, I don't know if I can help because I don't know what the question is, but sure, throw it out and see what we can do. Oh, there's 3 people. CS50. Oh shoot. Okay. I mean, I can try. I looked at the CS50 lectures years ago, but I don't think I actually completed the course on my own. Given the width of a tic-tac-toe board, what is the smallest dimension such that X is guaranteed a winning strategy? What? How is that a CS50 question? That sounds so mathematical. Hold up. Maybe are they expect me? Hold up. Given the width of a tic-tac-toe board, the smallest dimension. Dimension, I'm guessing meaning the grid size. So dimension 4 meaning 4 by 4. Is that what you're saying? So the standard tic-tac-toe is dimension 3. Is that what you're saying? Yes, the grid size. So given the width. So when you say width, what does the width have any meaning? Doesn't really matter what width, right? Given a width. What does a width mean? Such that X is guaranteed. What does X mean as well? Does X mean first to move? Or second to move? If the width is 4, the board is... So the width is same as the dimension? Is that what you're saying? I'm a bit confused. By dimension, do you actually mean like well, okay, I'm not sure what your notations are. What is the difference between width and dimension? Sorry if you type in the chat and then it appears a bit later. I think there's a delay. I don't know how the dimensions of the matrix? What matrix? Hold on. So if you say 3-dimensional, does it mean it's a cube tic-tac-toe board, like a cube? I am a bit confused. I apologize. And what does the width have to do with anything as well? Okay, so the width is a number of squares. 2-dimensional. Dimensions of the matrix, 2-dimensional. Huh? Yes. Number of squares. Wait, but isn't the number of squares directly really given by the dimensions? Given by the width? Sorry, do you understand what I'm asking here? Because I'm not very clear with your setup. So a standard tic-tac-toe looks like this, right? So this is width of 3 according to what you say, right? So width of 3. This is a width of 3, right? What is the dimension of this? Is 2? This would be width of 3. Okay, cool. So the standard tic-tac-toe that we all play is width of 3. But what is the dimension in this case? What do you mean by dimension? Like physical? I mean, I'm not so clear what you mean. So you're not asking how big the board should be to guarantee a winning strategy. And also, if you don't mind, what does X mean? X, like the first player, is X the first player or the second player? What is it? Or just I'm guessing the first player. Maybe I can Google it. I don't know. CS50. I can probably find. Yeah, it's probably here anyway. Actually, but. I mean, I'm not trying to find a solution, but I'm trying to at least understand what the problem is. So yeah, just to reiterate your question, you're saying that given the width, what is the smallest dimension such that X has a is guaranteed to win, has a winning strategy, right? Oh, are you still there? What is the dimension? What does dimension mean? I do not know what you mean when you say dimension. Because I get it, like, okay, so you can have say you have tic-tac-toe of a different tic-tac-toe of different size, yes. So that's the width, but what do you mean by dimension? When you say, let's say dimension 3, does it mean that it's a tic-tac-toe, that it's a cube? Is that what it is? And a standard tic-tac-toe, it would be dimension 2? And what would... okay, so what... I see what I mean. So dimension literally means the dimension of the board. Okay. X, and I assume X means the first player, not the second player, for example. Yes, the first player. Okay. Okay, so let's say this is a 3-dimensional width 3 tic-tac-toe. I guess winning would also mean, like, if it, I don't know how to describe. So let's say if this it hits one square, it hits the center square that you cannot see, and then it comes out the other side, that's still a diagonal, right? So it like kind of like skewers through like this, like diagonally skewers through like this, and then come out here. That's a diagonal, right? So that means there's more ways to win. Okay, okay, now I understand the question. So first player, okay, so in what dimension can you guarantee a win? So the idea is that, okay, loosely put, I don't know the answer, right? I need to figure this out. I don't know. I've never considered this. Okay, let's think. So in a 2-dimensional board like this, in a 2-dimensional board, whenever you put something, the person can block. The person can always block unless you make a mistake. So the idea is that you need enough dimensions so that when you place a piece, you pose more than one way to win, and then the person cannot block both. I guess that's the main idea here. If I look at the 3-dimensional case, maybe I shouldn't just think. Maybe I should think about. Hold on. Give me a moment. This is actually quite tricky. Here. Yeah, I don't even know how to go about this. I mean, I can. The first thing I usually try to do is just to think about it a bunch, just to get familiar with the idea and build some intuition if at all possible. If it's 3-dimensional, can I guarantee a win? I go here and I go here. He can block. I can go here. So let's say I go here. Oh wow, that is surprising. Someone, hey Beetlejuice, you had this problem. Yo, you seem much smart. Well, that's one thing. That's a bad assumption on your part. I apologize. I'm on stream so that I sort of feel more motivated to do my research, but this does not mean that I am at all better at anything than anyone. Do you go to Berkeley? Not me, but maybe you're asking about Panther. Ha and her. I don't know how to pronounce it. Well, so Beetlejuice, if you have some insight, maybe some hints, please feel free to chime in, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just trying to figure out. If I go here, it goes here, it goes here, it goes here, it goes go here. Yeah, how do you know? Oh, nice. So you guys are, hey, look what we have here. The only few people watching this stream, and two of them apparently from the same school, but it was a tough one. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a type of a mathematical problem. Then there's a nice, probably a little sweet idea hidden inside, but how do you I feel like it has to do with something like, probably has to do with some type of combinatorics or pigeonhole thing. I don't know, just my intuition. I can afford to spend a bit more time on this, but not too much, sorry. I have to get back to my work. Okay, but this is fun. Do you have a guaranteed winning strategy here? No, right? Because you can do this and this. Yeah, hey y'all, what are you up to? Oh my god, there's 4 people in this. Wait, what's going on? Why is... I mean, I've usually people don't watch me doing work. Hi Spoodermans. Loosely put, I am doing my research, and but we're taking a little detour to help one of the viewers pander to with a math problem. And if you're interested, I am happy to reiterate the problem to you. But yeah, it's a doozy. It's a tricky one. It's how do you, so in 4 dimensionals, in 4 dimension you have 4. So you need, given some width. Let's just think about a basic one, right? Think about 2, well, what's the math problem? Oh, okay. So the idea is this. It's a CS50 problem by a pander. Yes, okay, good. Yeah, you can see, given a width, I think the what is small dimensions. Very nice. I like that we're all doing work, and we all stop doing our work to focus on one question. That's probably irrelevant to our own work, but that's fun. That's great fun. Okay. I think we start with the basic case first. So let's say the width is 2, and we have 3 dimensions. That means we have 2 to the 3 halves, 2 to the 3 squares. So it's width to the dimension squares. Yes. So okay, I apologize if the chat is a little short, but okay, but let's try to get somewhere with this. So yeah, so my very rough intuition is that you need enough dimensions so that you can pose more than one threat when you place a piece down in the tic-tac-toe board, so that the opponent can only respond to one and then you win with the other. I suppose that's guaranteed winning, something like that. And it makes sense intuitively to somehow need the dimensions to be in some sense higher than the width, you know. So I'm trying to do a base case here. So width of 2, so it's just a width of 2. So it's basically like this. Yeah, and you can see that RAT CS50, I'm hopeless as programming, I'm hopeless. Yeah. But this particular problem, I don't think it's necessarily programming based. It seems kind of theoretical. Maybe the way to solve it is using some computation, but when you say things like guaranteed dimensions, you know, it doesn't sound like unique code. So if you notice, my professor is mean. You know, it's tough love. You want a professor who's mean now and not working in a place where you can't do what you do, and then that's mean as well. Okay, anyway, so if it's a 2x2 case, clearly if you consider a 2x2 case in a 2D, so this is a 2D board with the width 2, you guarantee you win, right? Because whenever you put, there's two places you can go, and then you guarantee a win. So 2-2 works. Holy, there's 6 people watching this stream. What is happening? Okay, maybe I should oh man, I need to find a way for you to read white page. I don't know. Oh Jesus, so stupid. Okay, yeah, so everyone can read this. Okay. Hey, there's 6 people watching. I think this is pretty a lot for someone like me. Yeah, so I'm taking a little detour for my work to help out with a math problem by Panther. Maybe I can write on the problem. I don't know. Yeah, let's write on the problem here. Okay. Solve this problem. Given width of tic-tac-toe, say let's call it W. What is the smallest dimension D such that the first player is guaranteed a winning strategy? It is my assumption that it is a function of the width. Okay. Hold on. Okay. I don't think anyone can see this. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh my god. What am I doing? Is this Euclidean space? Oh. Detecting win is to keep track of rows, diagonals, and anti-diagonal scores. Is this a Euclidean space? Is this a Euclidean space? I don't think so. No, I don't think it's fair. I don't know. Might not be relevant, but I don't know. So yeah, it makes sense. So the idea, I guess, what Spider-Man is saying is that something like this, if you put a square here, if you put a here, then this row has score 1, and then this also has score 1, and then the diagonals also have score 1. Oh my god, I can't. Has also score 1. This also has score 1. So they are all 1 away from winning, and you can't do anything. So if you can create a situation when you have more than one score that is 1 away from full score, and then you win. And the full score is width, right? It's the width. So I think maybe is that a key insight? So when you put in 3 dimension, oh, did you just more or less crack the problem here? So if you have D dimensions, when you put a piece down, at most you can, by definition, you influence at least D rows and columns, right? By definition. how dimension factors this in. Yeah, no, the dimension, I mean, okay, so the width W is the full score, right? It's the score that you need to be filled up, and the dimension tells you how many rows and columns you can influence with one move. So in a 2D case, I don't know if this makes any sense. In a 2D case, well, so in a 2D case, if you place a X like this, you influence one row here, one row here, and then one diagonal here, right? Oh wait, but then when you have 3 dimensions and you place when you have 3 dimensions and you place, let's say you place the square here, right on the corner here, you influence 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, and a diagonal. Whereas, so this is a corner move. Whereas an edge move, let's say you place it here, this edge move influences 1 row, 2 row, and 3 row, and also a diagonal. Oh, yo, this is this is trippy. Oh hey, we're up to 7 viewers. What is happening? Happy New Year, everyone. Yeah, Spoodermans, does this make any sense to you? By the way, Pander, if you're leaving at any point, let us know, so that we're not just stuck here solving the problem and then you're not even here to benefit from the discussion. Okay, no, I'm just saying. Of course, you can do whatever you want. It's all fine. It's all good fun. I'm still trying to solve it myself right. I feel like it's a combinatorics type of thing. Okay, so let's test out my theory. Hey, I can't read your name. Sorry, it's a bit. Jet Meat. Hey, Jet Meat. How are you guys today? Doing great. We're helping Pander solve this mathematics problem here. It's highlighted here. Here at the bottom. I know you can see. Apologize if you can't. Let me move my stupid face out of the way. Okay. So given the width of a tic-tac-toe board, W, maybe I should change the wording. Maybe I should just put a special case so that everyone understands. The usual tic-tac-toe board has W equals 3 and D equals 2. Okay, I think now this is quite clear. Solve this problem. Just create a new page, maybe. New note. Great way of wording it. Thank you. Let me just put it here. Oh no! What? Why did I? Oh, because I. That's very silly of me. Give me 2 seconds to straighten this out. Okay. Boom. Now we're good. Okay. So my theory is that yeah, so the dimensions tells you on how many rows you can add scores to. How does the width matter? Maybe because the dimension just high enough, then okay, a bit of insight. So let's say you can imagine a very large width, right? 1,000 whatever. This means to say before, I mean, okay, this is a bit obvious, but I guess just hit me. So let's say you have a 10-dimensional cube, right? A 10-dimensional board, a 10-dimensional cube practically. So if it's 10-dimensional, it means to say every time you place a piece, you can influence at least 10 rows and or columns, right? At least 10. And then that means to say now you have 10 ways of winning. You're trying to win in 10 separate ways. But because it's length 1,000, you need to be able to continue this 1,000 times in one of the 10 ways, and then the opponent has time to block one of them. So yeah, so I think the intuition is more or less correct, but the actual mathematical solution is still a bit distant. But the idea is that you need the dimension to be more than the width, something like that, something to that effect, so that you can have enough ways to win, and you will still be faster than your opponents blocking all of the ways, right? So in this case, I believe that there's a way to win with a cube. Okay, let's see. So let's say you place in the center already. Okay, you can just imagine you can place it right in the center. You can't see the center here, but it's the one embedded right in the middle. Already you're influencing 1, 2, 3, 4 rows, and if your opponent blocks one, if your opponent blocks one of them, let's say this one, and then let's say you just play another square, and then it blocks, he is forced to block something, and then you can play another square. Oh yeah, does it make sense? So try to visualize a cube case you can win. So let's say you place it dead in the center, and your opponent places a piece, doesn't matter where, let's say here. Then you place a piece threatening to win on one of the edges. He blocks, and immediately you can set up a two-way win because you have so many options. Now the problem, I'm trying to so at this point I think I'm convinced more or less that we are somewhere near there, but this is still not a proof. So the proof has to be more rigorous, I mean, obviously. So the idea, but I think the proof is more or less a rigorous version of something that I can say. I don't know. So my guess, okay, maybe my guess is that your W is your D greater than or equals to W. Yeah. Or rather, let's say dW would be equals to any n. Okay, let's be a bit silly about this in natural numbers. How do you write natural numbers again? BD? Yeah. Such that n greater than, well, let's just call it n. Which is to say that any that's just a guess. Oops, bit of a mistake there. Yeah. Hey man, I feel really bad for wasting your time. No, it's, I mean, it's fine. I mean, you know, we are all responsible for our own time, you know, so I'm taking time out to do this because I enjoy it. If you have something urgent to do, please do it. This is due next week. Yeah, I mean, everything I well, I'm here because I'm, you know, lagging in work, so but it's okay. Don't worry about it, you know. It's okay. It's all in good, and I'm learning as well, so this is not time wasted. Yeah, but this is my guess. But how to prove it though? Okay, I'm gonna spend another 3 minutes on this, and then afterwards I'm gonna get back to my work. But you guys feel free to continue this discussion. I'm very happy to see that this platform is helpful to some people. No, don't need to apologize. Please don't apologize. Let me turn on my lamp lights. Okay. Nice. Let me see. So let me try to visualize this again. Can I win? So I place it in the center. Block here. You play here. Put it in the center. So you put it in the corner. Then you play here. Oh no, then you play here. Oh wait, so you put, okay, wait. So let's say you put here and then you do this corner. Then you do oh, okay, for the case of okay, Pander, I think I have a little bit more insight, but the idea is that you can think about this cube case as a combination of many lower dimensional games, right? So you can think about this as just a block of usual tic-tac-toe stacked together, right? So let's say you put the piece in the center, right? Doesn't matter where you put it, actually. I think doesn't matter where you put it, just put it somewhere. So that piece belongs to at least 2 usual tic-tac-toes, right? So if you put the piece here, it is belonging to this tic-tac-toe and it's also belonging to this middle row tic-tac-toe, right? So that's the first step, is that you're playing 2 tic-tac-toe games. Same game mirrored. Yeah, maybe mirrored, maybe not, I'm not so sure. But yeah, so for example, if it's an edge piece, it will be the edge on both games, and in this case, if you place it in the center, it's an edge for here, but it's the center for here. I don't think that's necessarily so crucial at this point, but the idea is that when you place a piece, you're starting 2 tic-tac-toe games, right? And if your opponent places a piece in one of them, then he is actually not playing the other game, right? Because you cannot cut the same 2 planes. Then what you need to do is then to win in that game. And because you're always 1 step ahead, you can force your opponent into defense and then win. So let's say you place your piece, let's use white, let's say you place your piece dead in the center, right? And you're playing either here or the middle slice. So let's say your opponent blocks by playing here. So the opponent is trying to play you in this middle slice. That means you are all alone in this top slice. And all you do is to play at a corner here. Your opponent is forced to block in this corner, and then you play one of the edge here, and then you have two ways of winning, right? Oh no, sorry. If once your opponent play on the other side, you play it here. Oh my god, I'm being very messy. So you have a piece here, now you play it here, your opponent has to block here, and then you play your corner here, and then you can either win in this corner or this row. So that wins. Yes. So and it's the same idea, right? If your opponent first move is to block you on this face, then you play the middle size, right? The exact same thing, just on the middle. It's just a bit hard to see because it's in the freaking middle, right? Maybe the better example is to place it on this edge piece, so that you play on this slice and this slice. But the idea is that when you are placing a piece, you are trying to win on 2 games. In this case, the idea it's 2 games because it is 3 dimensions minus 1, because you have 1 is restricted. You have 1 constraint here, so you have two remaining degrees of freedom, right? So mathematically speaking, so yeah, so in this case you can see that in this case, right, so in this case we have a 3-dimensional cube, so you can imagine each square to be labeled a 3-dimensional coordinate, right? So in this case, x can be 1 2 0 1 2, y can be 0 1 2, x z can be 0 1 2, where the 0 1 2, you know, just corresponds to like the first, second, or third. However you want to set the axis, doesn't really matter, you can choose your favorite. And then if you place a piece, then it has a specific coordinate, right? And then when your opponent plays another piece, it is only sharing 2 yeah, at most 2 of the coordinate, which means that you have 1 more that you can wiggle in. I think that's the idea. Yeah, but I'm not sure if I can generalize this easily. Yeah, clearly you can see I'm not very well mathematically trained. Such is life. I studied engineering, so yeah, I think well, Panda, I think what I would do next, maybe I'll continue this problem when I have the time, but the idea is that what I spoke about just now, you know, the idea of placing a piece and having 2 games and then being stopped in one phase but you can play on the other side, we need to find a way to write it down. Once you can write it down, which I don't think it's hard, but I just don't know the right tools at this moment. But once you can write it down, you can generalize this, right? Because this is just talk, right? This is just in imagination. It's hard to generalize. You can't visualize in higher dimensions. But once you can write it down, right? To generalize, you just add 1 more row to your vector and then you're set, right? In some sense, right? So I think that's the direction. The next thing to do is to write it down. Yeah. Yeah, in retrospect, that's kind of obvious, you know, in some sense that obviously the next thing to do is to write it down. All mathematical proofs, you want to write it down. But yeah, this is one of those things that I can't generalize in my head. It's 4-dimensional. If it's 4-dimensional, you place a piece, and then it will cut 3 slices. Wait, why would it cut 3 slices? Can I be clear about this? The point is that the tic-tac-toe, by definition, is about slices. You can win by slices. Oh, okay, here's another little piece of insight that might be helpful. The reason, the whole point that this question exists is because that tic-tac-toe rules don't change across dimensions and width. That's the constant, right? It doesn't change. meaning to say 3 dimensions to win, you just need to form, you know, a cross, 3 in a row in any slice. Doesn't matter, okay? The conditions to win don't scale as dimension, or don't scale in your dimension. It scales with the width. It doesn't scale in your dimension, right? If you have a bigger block, you need, you know, then you need to form a longer 4 in a row, 5 in a row, whatever. So the winning condition scales with W, but it doesn't scale with D, right? Doesn't scale with D. That's the idea. That's why it makes sense to say that when you have higher D, you have enough ways to win that it's gonna be a guarantee, because the rules don't change. So you can bypass the W. Yeah, okay, I think this is about more or less what I can come up with in this time. Yeah. If you look up my name, well, do you know my name? I don't know. Honestly, remind me of the I just figure out a white answer. Wait, let me. Okay, this is, I'm not trying to self-promote here, but okay, this is my a bit of my webpage. It's kx-au.github.io. Anyway, my email is here, my academic email. So if you actually solve it, I would hope that, I would love to see the solution, you know, because chances are I might not get back to this problem, but if you ever solve it, let me know. I'll be happy to see it. I don't know if it's a good idea to share this information on stream, but I think it's fine. It's just my work email. But yeah. Okay. Yeah, leave it there for another second. It's just khai at u.nus.edu, or you can just, I don't know, you can, what am I thinking, you can probably just message me on Twitch or something. Is there like a chat box function? I don't know Twitch actually. I don't really know what I'm doing on Twitch. I don't even know what are subs or gifs or emotes. Thank you so much, yeah, because I am interested in the problem. Once I have the solution, yeah, great. Yeah, even if you don't, just let me know what you discover from this problem. That's good. Okay, now let's thanks for the refreshing detour. It's a bit of a mind off the main task. It's fun. Whoa, what is happening? What is happening here? What? Is that a... If the budget doesn't look... Whoa, what? What? Oh my, okay, hold on, let me look at something. Stream elements, because the chat box is a bit short, so let me see if I can fix that on the fly. If you guys want to chat here. Oh wait, but you guys are looking at the stream, so you can see, right? Oh my God, I'm so stupid, because I'm watching it through my actual live stream. But you guys can scroll. Can you guys scroll up and down? I guess you guys can scroll up and down and just chat too long. I understand, of course. Let me see if I can fix this. Oops, I'll put this here. Stream chat. Wait. OBS. Okay, so this is, I think this is correct. Okay, let me see if this works. Oops. Okay, I don't know if, oh no, did I? Maybe I accidentally removed some of the text because I'm trying to edit the text box. Oh, okay, I can see what you're writing now. Okay. Okay, I think this works now. Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. So, yeah, I just have a longer, yeah, no, that's good. Hold on. Okay, yeah, you can resend it now. I think it works now. I think. I apologize for my lack of skill in Twitch. I don't know, honestly speaking, I don't know how people, yeah, no, not much better, okay. I'm not sure how the streamers view their own content on, because I'm looking at OBS, but should you look at it from the Twitch? What's going on? The Twitch platform, maybe. Create a dashboard. Yo. Okay, yeah. Actually, no. You don't have to retype anything because I just realized that people can scroll in the stream chat. I just don't know that. Sorry, I'm stupid. If the budget does not allow for more dairy inspection to be hired, most of the large dairy central will not meet the federal requirements, federal standards governing the disposal of natural waste, which can seep into no, don't it's all good, which can seep into streams and groundwater. The new district budget, however, does not allow for the hiring of more. Wait. If the budget does not allow, then they will not meet the standards. The new district budget does not allow for the hiring of more indirect inspection. Consequently, most of the drinking water is likely to become polluted. Okay. The conclusion above follows logically if which one of the following is assumed. If most of the dairy in the Central Valley meet federal standards for the disposal of natural waste, it is unlikely that most will become polluted. Okay, give me a second to read this. Okay. So, okay, now we move on to the next problem. So this is saying, oh my god, I'm sorry, this is so messy. But not what I can do about it. Okay, so this is saying if that's not how for if no more inspectors, then will fail standards. The budget does not allow. Consequently, and then so this is the, I guess, the premise. So I guess you have, I don't know, maybe this is like a logic thing. Premise 1, blah blah blah. Premise 2. Premise 2 would be that no more inspectors. Conclusion that we want, or rather there's a premise 3 that's missing. That's missing here. Conclusion, water likely polluted. So from, okay, yes. So from premise 1 and 2 we can conclude that probably we'll fail the standards, but the conclusion that we are after is that pollution. So I think the premise has to say something like fail standards leads to pollution, something along this line. So this is the, I would say this is the missing premise. If you have these three, then you can conclude that water likely polluted. Is that one of the options? Yes. If most of the dairy meat, it is unlikely that, okay. All of this is likely, but only if. If not, okay, I think you want to be very careful here. So I was looking at C, but I haven't reached E, but most of this is like if most of life. Okay, so there's a difference here. There's a bit of subtlety here. So there's none of them pass, most of them pass, and all of them pass. So that's a bit different. Let's take a look at the question again, because I think this is, you know, so it's saying most, yeah, so it's saying most, if there are no more inspectors, most will not meet the standard. Most, the dairy will not meet the standard, and blah 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 blah. Conclusion is most of the water is become polluted, which means our premise that's missing probably should have the word most. That's just how I think about it. Yeah, I think it's D. Right, so D is saying this, right? So right, so none would be too far. Yeah. So the thing about this is, because let's say there's something about all, right? Let's say the statement is something about all. You can state the opposite and then use the word none, correct? Or if the statement is something about none, you can state the opposite about using all, using the word all. So you can still imagine some solution with, you know, negative type of wording that switch between all and none. But since the word in the question is most, it kind of actually restricts that the solution probably should have the word most, or something like few, I don't know, which is a bit of a trick. Yeah, I would say it's so none would be too far, right? For E. Yeah, I think none is too far, because there's nothing about none. We didn't say anything about none. We don't know anything about none. Yeah, it's D. Yeah. So the idea is that most. Yeah. Yeah. So logically speaking, none and most are quite different things. The reason that we might understand both relevant because we understand English, right? But in terms of logic, knowing most things doesn't tell us about all things. So actually, we cannot say anything about all or none because the question is only about most. We can't say anything about anything else. Yeah. So option A actually can be a little bit tricky because it does use the word most, but it is saying something else. It's saying that if they meet the standards, then it will not be polluted. We don't know that. That's the thing. We don't know that. It could be the case that it could be the case that you pass the standard, but you still get pollution. It could be the case, and in the question, there's nothing stopping anything like that from happening. So we cannot make a claim about that logically, right? Yeah. So I think correct. Cool. How did you learn? How did you learn English so well? If you don't mind me asking. So I grew up speaking 3 languages: English, Mandarin Chinese, and Malay. And I learned most of my English not in school because the educational system back in where I come from doesn't teach fantastic English. I just watch a lot of TV and media generally to be familiar. Yeah. Yes. I know it's not a great advice, but just watch some Netflix. That helps in English sometimes. But don't do that too much, I guess. Is there any way I can donate to support you? I don't, honestly speaking, I don't know. I would also say that you don't have to do that. You know, you shouldn't, you don't have to do that. It's fine. It's totally fine. You don't have to support me. If you want to do something, help someone else who needs it. That's about it. I might be good-ish at this. You might be good at something else. So just help someone with that something that you're good at. That's about it. What's that sound? I think, did someone do something? Subscribe or something? I don't know. Can I type? Oh, I can type too. Welcome. No need. Okay. Oh, what happened there? It's now following. Cool, thank you. Thanks for following. Yeah, I have very few followers now. I don't know, like 20 or something. And I put my content on YouTube as well. So if you don't catch the stream, you can put it on YouTube, and it stays on Twitch for only, like, I think 2 weeks. So if I have 50 followers at some point, then I can stretch that to 90 days. Maybe that helps other people. Probably it's not so so crucial. But yeah, you can look at my content on YouTube as well. It's just the same thing. You can play it in the background when you work, I guess. Which OS are you running? I'm running Ubuntu, Linux distro. Yeah, I'm running Ubuntu. Nothing too special. I tried a few. I tried Pop OS. I tried Solus. And this is just Ubuntu. Simple. You are very smart. Thank you so much. Yeah, I do hope to get a reasonable career after I graduate, which is in a few months' time. Well, if I don't mess up. And thanks for dropping by, of course. If you ever get a subscription button or donation button, I'll be sure to do it. You're the smartest person I've seen. Oh, wow, that's very flattering. But man, there are people far more talented. I mean, obviously, yeah. But maybe they are busy doing other things. I don't know. I'm glad you found what I have to offer helpful. That's very heartening to hear. Yeah. Okay. Good. What am I doing here? Okay. So this is the problems that we solve. Okay. Cool. Very cool. Yes. So if right now you have some work to do, pull out your work, right? You can do it while watching this stream. You can mute if my voice upsets you. You can mute it, or you can just do work and don't watch the stream as well. Yeah. So this is just to help me be productive, and I hope it helps you too. Okay, let's continue. What am I doing? Oh, right. I was writing my notes. Forgot about it. Here, okay, yeah. So identity matrix for Rosenbrock, and so for stochastic volatility, let's do. Should I do 10, 100, and 1000? Let's do. Maybe 550 and 500, because I don't want things to run way too long. Rosenbrock dimension. Oh, thank you so much. I need all the help, all the luck I can get to get through this. Oh. Okay, Rosenbrock. So for those who don't know what a Rosenbrock function is, it's. Do I have an example? Actually, I probably do. Rosenbrock. Yeah, probably looks something like this. This is the so this is high dimensional, so you can't really see it in one go. So this is the pairwise plot. So at any point I'm plotting 2 dimensions. So this is something like dimensions 1 and 2, 1 and 3, 2 and 3. So you get all the pairs. So you're looking at it from different angles. That's the best we can do actually for high dimensional things sometimes. Okay, so this is a target, one of the functions that I'm interested in as well. Okay, this was in a very low dimension. What was this? 3? No, 3 dimensions. Oh boy, that's small. Will never converge.